this weekend in Gainesville. The Gators have a huge opportunity on Saturday when they play the Miami Hurricanes. Billy Napier and his staff are going to have some elite prospects on the sidelines to watch this. And Steve, we've talked all summer about how top prospects want to see what the Florida Gators put on the field this season. A win against Miami would really get things started on the right foot. DJ Pickett, Oregon, DJ Pickett committed to LSU. Also, Oregon commitment, Dallas Wilson confirmed. They're going to be there. Could UF have a chance to double back on some of these guys if they win big this season?
Absolutely. We've been saying it all spring and summer. Florida finishing as a runner-up, getting in the top 5 for a lot of these blue chippers that committed elsewhere. They're keeping Florida warm. They want to see what the Gators look like this fall because they have a great relationship with Coach Napier. They love the staff. Florida has the resources to recruit the best players in the country. It's all about what are you going to do on the field. It's year 3 of the Billy Napier era. They had to change a whole culture when they got there. They feel like they've recruited and hit the portal, put this program in a position to go out there week 1, win this game against Miami and be very competitive in the SEC. And if they do that, Florida's going to be a fun team to follow on the trail down the stretch. Now, DJ Pickett in particular, his dad told me earlier this week or over the weekend that his son is 1,000% committed to LSU. He has 3 LSU game visits on the radar, but Billy Napier has not quit. He's taken that recruitment by the horns. He's the one leading the charge. He's been in regular communication. They get a chance to show DJ Pickett some stuff this weekend. Wilson committed to Oregon. That's always going to be a tough flip from Oregon, but Florida's one of the programs he's keeping a keen eye on. Florida's got a chance to sign maybe the best receiver class in the country. They got Vernell Brown, Nashawn Montgomery, Joshua Moore, all in the fold. If they're able to add Wilson to it, that would be stacked. Now, Miami's trying to flip a couple of those guys too. They're going to try and keep legacy recruit Vernell Brown warm. Joshua Moore, that one's going to be a battle till the end for him. So a big opportunity for Florida to solidify with Joshua Moore and then maybe make a move with some of those other cats.
All right. On3's number 1 ranked linebacker, Ty Jackson. He's going to be at the game. We've been talking about that all week, but also 4-star linebacker Nathaniel Osu-Boateng. He's also going to be there. He's a top target for the Gators as well. Which one would you say UF is in better shape with heading into the weekend? And ultimately, do you think they have a shot at landing them both?
Ty Jackson's who they have a better shot at right now heading into the weekend. There's no question that Florida's at or near the top of his list. He's also excited about Alabama. He's going to USC next weekend. Tennessee's in the mix. Penn State's in the mix. Florida State's getting the last official. I'm looking at Florida, Alabama, and Florida State as my front runners in this recruitment, but he's keeping dialogue up with all 6. Talking to his dad, he visited Florida in the summer, visited Florida for his official in June, visited him again at the end of the summer, July. He's been there like 8 or 9 times. It's a put-up year. I mean, that's what Samaj's dad said. It's time to prove it on the field. We got the new strength coach, got the new nutritionist. This coaching staff's been there a while. They're excited to see Florida play Gators championship level football, and it starts with that game against Miami on Saturday. And if Florida wins that in front of Ty Jackson, it only improves their chances. They're already in great position, but this is they're all big opportunities. It starts with this Miami game. You and I have talked about it's not going to get any easier, but Florida's gotten a big win at home every year of the Billy Napier era. They start off beating Utah. They kicked Tennessee's behind last year. DJ Pickett was at that game. You know, they're trying to come out strong against Miami in week 1. Josh, who do you like in week 1? I know you're asking me questions, but you got Florida or you got Miami?
Man, I think I'm taking the Gators at home. I think it's going to be a good season for Miami. I don't think this makes or breaks Miami's season at all. I think this game's way more important for the Gators because of that schedule that we talked about. And that run doesn't get any easier if they lose the first game. So I think, Miami's going to have a good season, but a transfer quarterback coming in game 1 to play in the swamp, that's a tough task. So I like Florida here. Before we get out of this Florida segment, I want to talk to you about a couple more flip targets. We're talking a pair of Auburn commits, and Malik Autry and Tavares Dice going to be there. Also, Jarquez Carter, who's committed to Ohio State. He's a big-bodied defensive lineman from the state of Florida that Ohio State landed over really all 5 of the in-state Florida schools.
I was recently introduced to Roback, and I couldn't be more excited. When I say impressed by the quality and comfort, I mean it. I literally can't take this stuff off since trying it on. For starters, the Roback polos are my favorite polos. They not only have fun designs for every occasion and season, but they fit perfectly and easily transition throughout the day. Roback's everyday shorts are the perfect pairing as well. They are so comfortable and have an elastic waistband and great fabric that is made to stretch. Finally, the Roback hoodie is by far my favorite piece of clothing I own. It is so comfortable. I wear this to start my day, end my day, and everything in between. Easy to be active in it or just relax. The hoodie will fit whatever the day has in store. They have also released a ton of new products. Between their brand new Tailwind tees and bathing suits, Roback is ready for the warm weather. Roback has also been proudly leading the NIL charge, having signed partnerships with college stars Jalen Milroe, Cade Klubnik, among many others that are becoming the go-to brand for college athletes. Use the code STEVE on Roback.com for a generous 20% off for all new customers through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all performance polos, shorts, and more with the code STEVE. Well, Jarquez Carter told me he just wants to see a big game against two big-time in-state teams. Malik Autry, I've always thought that's going to be a tough flip from Auburn. He's certainly made a lot of rounds and a lot of visits. He's been to Florida before. Let's just see how the season goes. You know, Auburn's got to play a lot of games this year too. They're as hot as anybody on the recruiting trail, but they got to go out and show improvement in year 2 of the Hugh Freeze era as well, just like Florida's trying to do in year 3.
All right, Steve, your prediction on the Florida-Miami game.
I'm going to go with the Gators as well. I think that they got something. There's a lot of confidence around the Gators program right now. When you talk to their coaches and staff, they feel really good about having Graham Mertz back under center. DJ Lagway, obviously pushing him, but they feel like they got a veteran football team. They got some playmakers that can finally do something out on the perimeter. And again, they're tough at home in games like this. But we'll see who we're talking about in our first recruit reaction show on Saturday evening. Is that going to be a Miami storyline, all those recruits watching the Hurricanes get a big win, or is it going to be recruits soaking up a tremendous atmosphere inside the swamp as Florida gets a big win to start their season?
Yeah, and you guys need to tune in. Nothing like this has ever been done. Me and Steve are going to do a Saturday, a live recruit reaction show. Yeah, of course, we're going to talk football, but we're going to kind of talk it from a recruiting perspective. We're going to try to get some recruiting writers on to kind of tell the story of what's happening. Also, recruits themselves. Eventually, we want this to be a interactive call-in show. Recruits, fans, just come hang out with us. Check it out. We're going to do it every Saturday, and it's going to be live right here on the On3 Recruits channel. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.